Good morning, guys. My name is Eric V. I'm I am the voice of FutureSquawk. It is 7:29 with 29 seconds here from alongside the S&P Pit at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Let's go ahead today. Don't have charts for you, but yeah, that's right. You can follow along on your own charts. We're gonna go ahead and get started on a 5-minute chart. Actually, let's reaffirm some of those long leans that we had in the majors, right? So what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about the ES, the Nasdaq, the Dow, and the Russell. You know it, guys. The ES, Nasdaq, Dow, and Russell. Let's start with the ES, right? Let's go over to the ES. Let's take a look at it. Is the 7:30 bell in the background, guys? Let's go ahead and take a look at the 4-hour chart. As we pull up a 4-hour chart, we can definitely see some nice trade that has happened. We did have trade, we did have initiative out of balance, right? First time that in recent history, yeah, was the 2860s, guys, the 2864 area. Yeah, we did see that initiative out of balance to the upside, back into balance, and then continuation. All-time highs, previous all-time highs was 78 halves. We went through that like a hot knife through butter, right? That's right, we sure did, and we have been ever since that trade above the 78 halves, 78 halves. We have been on the 4-hour time frame and initiative out of balance. We are bouncing up from this 2917 halves all the way down the lower extreme where we traded this morning at the 91s. So guys, this is 2891s. We're trading at 2897 quarters last, right? 7 even to 7 quarter. We are just chopping them up in this area up here on the upper extreme on the 4-hour. We are definitely initiative out of balance. Definitely have a long lean on the 4-hour time frame, guys. Have a long lean on the 4-hour time frame, all the way back to the 2834. On the 30-minute time frame, we have the 2861 halves that we're looking at. Definitely here, guys. I think we can actually, if you really wanted to, we could really tighten that up. Since we lost our 5-minute lean, guys, we do not have a 5-minute lean. You can take a look and just actually come down with me. No, I think we'll keep the 61 still the same. 61's on 30-minute time frame. Yeah, I think so, because that's all initiative out of balance. So yeah, and let's come down with me onto a 5-minute time frame, guys. 5-minute time frame. Let's talk about why. Let's talk about why we've lost that long lean, right? So let's just go back here. Let's just go back all the way to Monday of last week, right? Monday of last week, we had initiative out of balance to the upside. There's no doubt about it. Trading all the way from the let's call it the 84s all the way up. And we closed the session at the 2900 evens. We came up in the overnight session, just balanced them out all the way between the 2906s and the 2894s. And then next day, initiative out of balance again to the upside, right? Initiative balance to the upside. We put in a high of the day at the 2917 halves, and we closed them up. It looks like somewhere around the 14 halves. And then we started coming back down, guys, and we saw overlapping price activity, right? We saw overlapping price activity in the overnight session. 1, 2, 3 areas of balance lower, right? The first one being from 16 quarters all the way down to the 13 halves. Then we saw a larger area balance in the overnight session from the 1250s all the way down to the 7s. And then we saw overlapping price activity even larger and lower the next day during the regular trading hours. That'd be Thursday, guys. That would be Thursday. And we saw overlapping price activity all through Thursday night, all the way from the 2903s, 2904s, all the way down. All the way down, guys. Overlapping price activity in the overnight session down to the 95s. Saw a spike up into the 08s, and then back down, guys. So we have seen overlapping price activity. GM to you, Sean. GM to you. Good to see you here, brother. Let's see here, so we've just had overlapping price activity. There's no doubt about it. You can definitely take a look at a chart and you can see, take a look at any chart and you can see overlapping price activity on on these different time frames. That we had a nice bid in the overnight session that we put out on Twitter last night at the 05s, right? Got all the way up to the 12s, 29.05, all the way up to 29.12, all the way back down, guys. And we did see some bid up into the 8 halves. We're trading the 6 halves now. So guys, we are seeing some chop here. We are seeing overlapping price rotation all the way through this initiative out of balance to the upside. Remember that 92 is the lower extreme of what we put in until this point in time. The 91 halves, I think, were the lower extreme. 91.75s, which are the overnight low, guys. 91.75s are the overnight low here in the ESU8. Alright guys, so that's why we do not have a long lean on the 5-minute time frame. On the 5-minute time frame, we have no bias. Zero bias on the 5-minute time frame. So makes it harder to participate in the direction of the trend, even though on the 30-minute time frame, yeah, we still have it. Even though on the 4-hour, yeah, we're still participating. Well, whether we're initiative out of balance on the 4-hour time frame into, well, actually just off of, right? We're fewer than 10 points off all-time highs. Yeah, hard not to see continuation there, guys. Same thing with the Nasdaq. Let's do it. Let's do it to it. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at that Nasdaq, guys. Remember, we did see the 75.30s were the previous all-time high. That's the top of the balance area that we have here, from 75.30 all the way down. Yeah, you guys know it. 71.75. So it's a large area of balance that we have put into place. Middle of that area of balance. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and move that up a smidge, but I'm looking here at 73.54 is the middle of that area of balance in the 4-hour time frame. Also, I'm looking at the 74.23s, 74.20s. So those are two areas. I'm not really sure, because there's a balance area all the way from the 75.08s all the way down to the 73.23s. That's a 4-hour area balance inside of another 4-hour area balance. Definitely overlapping price rotations from the middle of that area balance all the way to the upper extreme, which is usually good for breakout to the upside. But yeah, I'm not really sure which one is the more accurate place to be looking, so I'll be looking at both places. I'll be looking at the 74.20s, and I'll be looking at the 73.55s, okay, on the 4-hour time frame. Now onto the 30-minute time frame on Nasdaq. That's right, guys. We did have that initiative out of balance, guys, and we are still hanging out in that initiative out of balance. We have overlapping price rotation within a couple points of the highs in the overnight session last night. So over the weekend, right, we are seeing the upper extreme of this 30-minute area of balance is forming, guys. The upper extreme of this area of balance is the 97s, right? 76 and 97, which are the all-time highs, and the lower extreme is the 24, 76, 24. So yeah, guys, 75-point range here up on these highs. But yeah, it's a 30-minute balance. Middle of the previous area of balance. Yeah, we did have 2 overnight sessions and one one-day session before we saw a continued initiative out of balance. So yeah, on that, guys, I do see 75.82. 75.82 is our 30-minute lean, guys. 75.82 still is initiative out of balance, but that's where I'd be looking to buy. All right, I'd be looking to buy the 75.80s if and when we were to pull back down into that area. I'd be looking for a price pattern right in there. There's no doubt about it. So yeah, that's what we are seeing right here, right now on the that's what we are seeing here now on the 30-minute time frame. I'm gonna go ahead and give you 1 second. 75.80. I'm gonna go ahead and actually modify that up on my Nasdaq. So no, I do that price pattern is 75.80, and anywhere above, boom, it was already there. That's right, guys. So Yeah, so yes, no bias, right? Into holiday overnight session, despite energy seeing a bit ahead of Idlib hostilities, saw the Yemen on the forefront and new Iraqi extremist parliament, right? Oh yeah, and then don't forget, right? Hurricane in the Gulf, right? Those are some key issues that have been moving the energies despite the dollar bid. All right, guys, and then no bias, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at that no bias on the 5-minute time frame, right? The 5-minute time frame on the Nasdaq. Yeah, we've lost that bias because guess what we've seen here on the 5-minute time frame? Nothing but overlapping price activity. Yeah, and we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going into our 5th day of overlapping price activity. So yeah, that's what we have seen here, guys. We've seen overlapping price activity on that 5-minute. We're down 20.5 points on the Nasdaq current. Yeah, 20.5 points, down 71 points on the Dow. Let's go ahead and take a look at that Dow. Let's talk. I think near the lower extreme, I think that you get a better on the Nasdaq. Still talking Nasdaq, guys. On the lower extreme, yeah. When we're talking about that lower extreme, we're talking about an area of balance that forms from the 76.97 all the way down to that 20.25, right? Saw a spike down this morning into 76.28. So guys, we are seeing as you get closer to that lower extreme balance, yeah, guess what? Your risk and reward gets a lot better than if you were to buy near the upper extreme, near the middle of this area of balance. Yeah, your risk and reward get a lot better. So yeah, that's definitely some place that you would definitely be looking to buy, looking for a price pattern. This lower extreme of the area of balance. There's no doubt about it. And something we saw this morning. We'll see what happens if we get trade back down through it. But as of current, guys, we are seeing bid off those lows. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the YM. Join me as we do. That's right, we are seeing on the 4-hour time frame, guys. We saw initiative out of balance, right? Saw initiative out of balance last week. Yes, we saw it not this past Monday, but the Monday before. Yeah, guys, we saw that initiative out of balance about that 655 area. Yeah, 665. Saw another area of balance. Took us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full trading days to trade it around it, and initiative out of balance again on the 4-hour time frame. That's right, guys. And then now we did see continuation to the upside, and we are not back in the balance yet. We saw a spike down below the lower extreme of this first area of balance, lower on the 4-hour time frame. That's right. We're gonna either end up fat cranning this trade all the way from the highs of this push, which are the 185s, give or take, 26,185s, all the way down to what we tried this morning below the 900, right? We tried the 25,900s, that low, that 896, and we did see down into 870 this morning on that sell-off. But yeah, guys, trading 917s last, and we are seeing overlapping price activity. This whole thing from 26,185 all the way down to the 25,983s. Yeah, that whole thing's gonna be fat cran if we can get a rotation back up to the middle of the area balance, that 26,071 area. I don't know, we can call it the 053 area. If we can get a rotation all the way back up there, see a little bit of selling, and then another rotation back to the highs. If we can do that, then if we head back towards those highs, we get above the 159s. Yeah, I think that I call that a full rotation. I say that is we're looking for a continuation to the upside. That'd be my hope. Buying down here is a good idea, guys. I think buying down here is a good idea with a stop below the lows of the session. We're talking about 50. We're talking about 35 points, 40 points of risk here on the YM currently. So that is overlapping price activity on the YM initiative out of balance. Yeah, we haven't been able to get back into balance, and I do think that 25,755, 757. Yeah, I think that we are looking to be a buyer on the YM. That's right. So on the 4 we're looking for 25,359 anywhere above on the 30-minute. Yeah, like I said, guys, price pattern into 25,753, 756, somewhere in that area, like we talked about. 750. Yeah, 757, somewhere in that neighborhood. That's what we're looking at on a 30-minute time frame. But yeah, we are near the lower extreme of this larger area of balance that has been put into place on these highs, guys. Either that or, so that's option number 1. That is a possibility. Option number 2 is that we saw a first area of balance on these highs from the 185s down to the 022s, and we saw another area of balance form right now, and we did try initiative out of that area of balance to the downside. Yeah, there's 2 distinct area balances perhaps, and we will see continuation back down here to the 757s again. Who knows? Anything is possible. But I am looking to be a buyer. I'm looking to be a buyer with a failed initiative out of balance to the downside on the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, I am looking to be a buyer anywhere down. If that doesn't work, we can stop. Looking to buy lower at the 757s. That's right, you know it. So definitely something to keep our eyes on that YM. Yeah, that YM has been on the 5-minute time frame has been nothing but a chop, unfortunately. Recently, have no bias on the 5-minute time frame. If anything, the bias with failed initiative out of balance to the downside, can't have any bias there. But until then, yeah, if anything, it was a short lean, right? But yeah, no bias on the 5-minute time frame, no bias. And then finally, let's go to our friend, the Russell. That's right, that Russell. Amazingly, guys, amazingly. Let's just go out to that 4-hour time frame on the Russell. Russell, of all the majors, right? We talked about it. ES has no bias. NASDAQ has no bias on the 5-minute. YM, no bias on the 5-minute, right? Russell, you would think the same thing. Yeah, you would. You'd say, well, that Russell's just been a stick in the mud, hasn't it? Yeah, that's right. No, sir. No, ma'am. That Russell is and has been quite the trade. So we have seen new all-time highs in the Russell all the way up into the remember a couple weeks ago, yeah, guys, we saw on 620, 621, something like that, we did see trade all the way up into the 1720 spot 8, I believe, was the all-time high. We came off of it all the way down to the lower extreme of the area balance, 1629s, 1632s, and we have made several rotations all the way through. Guess what? As of, and the 4-hour time frame, as of last week, guys, let's talk about last Tuesday. Oh, not last Tuesday, the Tuesday before, we did see a nice spike up. We did see initiative out of balance to the upside, and yeah, that's right, we have seen continuation. We've seen overlapping price activity, and we have seen continuation trade higher in this Russell. This Russell has continued, and we have seen overlapping price activity and continuation to the upside, guys. That Russell, yeah, that's right, the middle of the area of balance right here, right now. We did have, okay, so let me be specific about what I'm talking about here, guys. But yeah, we are seeing, okay, so we saw initiative out of balance. We saw overlapping price activity, say from the 1725 halves all the way down to 1714s. Yeah, we saw continuation out of that. So another spike up, double spike up, right, through that 1739.9, 1740 area, all the way down to the 1723.9, so 24 area. Middle of that area of balance, yeah, that's more or less going to be in that 32 spot 9, 33 spot 1 area, right? We did have it previously down into the 28s, so we were able to move that up with, guess what happened in the overnight session, the holiday session, guys? New all-time highs in the Russell. That's right, only major to do it, only of the 4 majors that was actually able to put into new all-time highs into this holiday session. So yeah, we did see trade all the way up in the 1746 spot 3, and then some selling off of that. Clearly some selling off of that on the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, we had a key reversal bar. We had some continued selling, and we are balancing up right now, trading the 35 spot 7s. But remember that 33 is a key area that we're going to be looking at for a price pattern if we get back down there in order to participate to the long side. Yeah, guess what? We were long the 28s when we were down at the lower extreme of the area of balance. Yeah, that's right. We were long the 28 spot 2, 28 spot 5s is where we got long, and yeah, we added to it again. Let's see, that would be Friday. We added to it again as we went up, and we made new all-time highs during the regular trading hour session, guys. So yeah, that's right. We had been adding to that long position. We had been participating with that long position into new all-time highs. So yeah, I think that on the 4-hour time frame, yeah, we definitely have that long lean. On the 30-minute time frame, yeah, we still have that long lean, guys. We did see initiative out of bounds in the overnight and holiday session. Yeah, that's right, we did. We saw initiative out of bounds. I think trade back to the middle of that previous area of balance on the 30-minute time frame definitely calls into question and says, hey, you look at me, right? But I think that on the 5-minute time frame, I think that is clearly something that we would need to be taking a look at, is down in that 1733 area, and trade below that 1733. Yeah, definitely calls into question that long lean bias that we have established on the Russell on the 5-minute time frame. Yeah, so we do have we're gonna modify this up a little bit. We did have, right, it was at 28, now we're at 33 into the long lean bias on the Russell. Yeah, on the 30-minute time frame, let's take a look at that 30-minute time frame real right quick. Yeah, that's right, we do see that the 30-minute time frame that brings us all the way up here, because we are initiative out of balance. So this is probably all overlapping price activity. I do have it at the at the 1719. 1719 is where I'm interested into it. I actually think that that's wrong at this point, guys. So let's talk about why. Let's talk about why I think this is wrong. I think why we think we need to tighten it up here on the Russell is because we had initiative out of balance, guys. We saw overlapping price activity here on the Russell. That's right, you guys see it. You guys see what I'm seeing, right? We saw this overlapping price activity in the holiday session. I know it is the holiday session, but it is still price activity. We're seeing 1745 spot 4 all the way down to 39 spot 7. That's really tight. That's a 6-point range in the Russell. Yeah, that is it's really tight. But we did see initiative out of balance in the overnight session last night, and then we saw trade all the way back down through it and continuation lower. I think that, I hate to say it, but on the we have no bias on the 5-minute. No bias on the 5-minute, and then yeah, on the long lean bias on the 30-minute area, 30-minute time frame, yeah, we're looking for that price pattern into 1733, which is right the middle of the previous area of balance. That is the previous area, middle of the previous area of balance. I don't care if we're initiative out of balance or not, or sneaking not. That is the middle of the previous area of balance here. That's 72 spot 7, or 1732 spot 7. So let's do it. 1732 spot 7, and then on the 4-hour time frame, I think we have to be we have to tighten this thing up a little bit. But on the 4-hour time frame, we clearly have it at 1680s. I think that hasn't changed. I think that's where we were. Yeah, 1681. So long lean bias on the 4-hour key areas of interest price pattern into 1681 and anywhere above, guys. So that is what we have seen. That is what we are likely to continue to see, and we are seeing, we're trading the 6 halves and 675s right now. So at 8:45 this morning Central Time, we're going to have market manufacturing PMI. Then at 9 o'clock, we're going to have construction number, and then also ISM manufacturing. So that is definitely something that you're going to want to keep your eye on. I will be bringing those to you live as we have those. That's the first number is not for another hour. For those of you guys who do care, who guys of you those of you who do care, Treasury Select Committee. Here's the link, and you can actually watch the hearing. Treasury Select Committee is on right now, so yeah, that's right. You can definitely take a look at Treasury Select Committee as we are hanging them out here. So guys, that concludes. That was a little bit longer than normal, but it is the first day of the week after a longer weekend, yeah, holiday weekend. So I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you had a great time. Hope you enjoyed it, and please don't hesitate to reach out. You can reach out at sayhi@futuresquawk.com. You can reach out at FutureSquawk.com itself. There's a contact form. Please don't hesitate to reach out, say hi, and let us know what you think. All right, talk to you soon.